Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today is a fantastic day to dive into the messy, dramatic world of Los Angeles. We have some incredibly juicy updates to share with you all, so grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's break down exactly what is happening next on our favorite daytime drama. Okay guys, let's just get right into it because the spoilers for Friday, June 17th are absolutely wild, and I honestly don't even know where to start. But let's start with Steffi and Finn because I am literally pulling my hair out over these two. So Steffi and Finn are apparently at a massive crossroads in their marriage. And when I say crossroads, I mean a potential total collapse. Finn actually tells Steffi this week that his mother, Sheila, came to see him. And he doesn't just stop there. No. Finn actually thinks it is time that they let Sheila into their lives. What? What is Finn thinking? Did he hit his head? Let's be real for a second. Sheila literally shot them both and left them to die in an alley. And now Finn is just like, hey honey, maybe we should invite my mom over for dinner? It's insane. It is actually insane. And I know Finn has this weird biological pull to his mother, and maybe I'm being too harsh on him because he just wants a mom. But come on. You guys know Steffi. There is absolutely no way she is going to accept this. Not in a million years. She is never, ever going to let Sheila step foot inside their house. And honestly, can you blame her? Steffi is already dealing with so much right now. A few episodes ago, we saw Brooke making that super seductive offer to Ridge to try and take Steffi's co-CEO spot just to protect Hope's line. So Steffi's job is under threat from the Logans, her brother is always a mess, and now her husband wants to bring her attempted murderer into her living room? Steffi is going to absolutely explode. The writers are just pushing her to the brink. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the thing that finally breaks their marriage for good. Who actually believes this is going to end well? Nobody. Nobody believes that. But okay, let's move on from that disaster and talk about the other massive disaster happening over at Forrester Creations. So Will Spencer is apparently just refusing to take no for an answer after Elektra completely refused to reconcile with him, which, by the way, we all know Ivy is the one who ruined that whole relationship by hiding that letter, but Elektra is still pulling away. Will is just lingering around the building. He won't leave her alone. And guess who finds him? Eric Forrester? Yes, Eric. And Eric is apparently really bad to him. He is harsh. He basically kicks Will out of the building. And I have to say, seeing Eric get all protective and mean is kind of shocking, but also kind of great. Usually Eric is the softy, the one who wants everyone to get along. But I guess when it comes to his turf and his family, he draws the line. Plus, Will is a Spencer. And Eric knows that R. Jay, his grandson, who has been channeling some serious Massimo Marone aggressive energy lately, is totally into Elektra. So Eric is probably stepping up to protect R. Jay's chances, and just get the Spencer kid out of the way. It's a very bold move for Eric, but Will probably needed a harsh reality check. He can't just stalk the halls of Forrester Creations looking sad and expecting Elektra to fall back into his arms after everything that happened. So Will gets kicked out, and where does a sad, rich Spencer boy go when he gets rejected? The bikini bar, obviously. Will heads over there to drink his sorrows away. And because he's young and wealthy and good-looking, he is immediately surrounded by all these eager women who are just dying to distract him from Elektra. It's such a classic soap trope, right? The sad guy at the bar and the random extras throwing themselves at him. But Will isn't interested in them. Because guess who is working behind the bar? Dylan. Wait, Dylan is bartending at Bikini Bar now? Didn't she just get a job as a receptionist at Il Giardino back in April? And before that, she was a school teacher? I swear, this girl changes jobs faster than Liam Spencer changes his mind about women. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. The writers just put Dylan wherever they need her to be to interact with the main cast. But anyway, Dylan is there, she's mixing drinks, and she lends a very sympathetic ear to Will. And this is where things get really, really interesting. Because Dylan and Will have all this history. She was living in his beach house, remember? And she moved out specifically so she wouldn't get in the way of Will and Elektra. She was trying to be a good friend. But now that Elektra has officially shut Will down, Dylan is swooping right back in. She listens to him complain at the bar, and then that leads to the two of them going back to Will's place to talk some more. Once they are back at the beach house, the vibe totally shifts. Dylan starts promising Will that there are going to be a lot more smiles and a lot more fun in his future. She is laying it on thick, you guys. Will starts getting all mopey again, talking about how he feels judged just because his last name is Spencer. He feels like the Forresters, especially Eric and R. Jay, just look at him and see Bill Spencer's mistakes. But Dylan stops him and says that not everyone looks at him that way. And Will, being the oblivious guy he is, immediately brings it back to Elektra. He says, "Yeah, Elektra didn't look at me that way." He tells Dylan he knows she is trying to cheer him up, but he just misses Elektra so much. Now, if I were Dylan, I would probably roll my eyes and leave. But Dylan? No, Dylan starts flirting like crazy. She is not backing down. They start talking about where she is living now since she moved out. And then Dylan drops the absolute line of the century. She looks right at Will and tells him that if she ever moves back into the beach house, she will not be living above the garage anymore. Boom. Did she just say that? Yes, she did. That is not even subtle. She is basically saying, if I come back, I'm sleeping in the main house with you. It sounds so incredibly seductive, and honestly, I am kind of here for it. I know we were all rooting for Will and Elektra for a minute, but Elektra's getting pulled into R. Jay's orbit and Ivy made that whole situation so toxic. Dylan is fun, she's straightforward, and she clearly knows what she wants. But I have to wonder, is Will actually ready for this? He is still pining over Elektra. He literally just got kicked out of a building because he wouldn't leave his ex alone. If he hooks up with Dylan now, it is 100% a rebound. And Dylan deserves better than being a rebound, right? Or maybe she doesn't care. Maybe she just wants to get her foot in the door, literally, the front door of the main house, not the garage. It just feels like the show is setting up this massive collision course. Because you know Elektra is going to find out about this. Even if she is busy letting Jay kiss her hands and tell her she's a genius, the second she realizes Dylan is back in Will's house and making moves, she is going to be jealous. It is the classic formula. Nobody wants what they have until someone else tries to take it. And let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture here. We have the younger generation, Will, Elektra, R. Jay and Dylan just completely repeating the mistakes of their parents. Will is acting like a classic Spencer, brooding and bouncing between women. Jay is acting like a classic Forrester, aggressively marking his territory. And Dylan is playing the Brooke Logan role right now, just sliding in when the guy is vulnerable and making a bold, seductive move. It's actually brilliant if you think about it. The writers are just recycling the classic dynamics but with fresh faces. And speaking of the Spencers and Logans, where is Katie in all of this? Will is her son? Katie is currently so distracted trying to poach Hope away from Forrester Creations to work for her new fashion house that she probably has no idea her son is getting publicly humiliated by Eric Forrester and getting drunk at the bikini bar. Donna warned Katie that going after Hope would start a massive family feud with Brooke. And honestly, if Brooke finds out that Eric kicked Will out while Jay Brooke's son is moving in on Electra, the family dynamic is going to get even more toxic. Brooke is already playing dirty by seducing Ridge to steal Steffi's job. Can you imagine the family dinners this year? It's going to be an absolute nightmare. And don't even get me started on Taylor and Deacon. While Sheila is apparently knocking on Finn's door and trying to force her way into his life, she is also supposed to be terrorizing Deacon and Taylor. Deacon actually thinks he and Taylor can just move forward and have a nice peaceful romance. How naive can you be? Sheila is a master multitasker. She can ruin Deacon's new relationship and destroy Finn's marriage all at the same time. It's what she does best. Finn opening the door to Sheila is basically giving her the keys to destroy everyone's happiness from the inside out. Steffi knows this. Steffi lived this. She has the literal bullet scars to prove it. I honestly don't know how I feel about it entirely. Part of me wants Will to just be single for a minute and figure himself out. But another part of me really wants to see Dylan get the guy because she was so selfless back in April when she moved out. She gave up her living situation for her friend. She deserves a win. But is Will a win? I'm second guessing myself now. Maybe Will is just a mess. I just hope the fans on social media are ready for this Friday episode because the timeline is going to explode. People are going to be furious with Finn, cheering for Eric, and probably very divided on this whole Dylan and Will situation. I know I am. It's clunky, it's messy, it's exactly why we watch this show. So what do you guys think? Is Steffi going to pack Finn's bags and throw him out? Is Eric right to banish Will from the Forrester building? And most importantly, is Dylan making a huge mistake by throwing herself at a guy who literally just said he misses his ex? Let me know, because my head is spinning from all of this. It feels like we are gearing up for a massive summer of breakups and hookups, and I am exhausted just thinking about it. But you know, I'll be right here covering every single messy second of it.
What do you guys think about today's drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of bold and beautiful news. See you in the next video.